Hey everybody, welcome back to a movie review where I geek out about a movie straight after seeing it. And tonight I watched Lights Out. And no, I didn't rig any crazy lighting because it's like 1:15 in the morning, so I just want to get into this. So this is going to be my all spoiler review, if you will, all the spoilers. So we're going to talk all the spoilers up and down, left and right. So if you do not want to be spoiled, but you want a review, I have a link for my no spoiler review in the comments below, or something's popping up. You can click on that, check that out. Come on back and watch this when you are ready, okay? So here's your warning, spoilers, 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 spoilers. Cool? Everybody have enough time to click away and do all that jazz? All right, cool. So let's get into it. So when the aliens attack, I know, I do that joke all the time. No aliens, no. Straight off the bat, I just want to say this is a very solid film. If anything, my expectations maybe lessened the event for me a little bit more, though it still is, it's right there, it's just right below, but I was hoping for a little bit more because it's like 81 minutes, so it's a little too condensed for me. Like I would have liked to have gotten more in depth into the backstory of what's going on with the monster Diana and all that stuff, and the mom's connection and everything. And I feel like it's such a small story that there needed to be more characters. Where it's PG-13 also, it doesn't get that brutal. There's like 3 kills in the whole movie and 2 are a couple of cops at the very end. And it's not that I'm looking for the gore or anything, it's just the stakes aren't quite there when we aren't losing enough people, at least on screen. You know, there's some reveals that the other father, the older sister's father had been killed and all that stuff too. But look, all the acting was all around perfect. Maria Bello was fantastic. The kid actor was fantastic. The lead, Teresa Palmer, her boyfriend, they were all great. There's even a great moment with the boyfriend when he's just too good of a dude and you think he's gonna die and then he doesn't die, but he runs away in the car and you're like, oh, okay, he's gonna be the asshole. But no, he brings the cops back. So that's all cool, but you know, there are not really any consequences there. You know, we see the young boy's father die in the beginning. And that may be one of the most cliche horror movie parts too, because like he drops his keys, he runs from the monster, locks himself in a room, turns on the lights, but the lights go out and all that stuff. And, you know, so there's some issues with that, and he's got his bat and everything. I'm like, okay, fine. Which is also the other, like, nitpick I have, and this is not just this movie, I think this is horror in general, is why the hell is everybody walking so slowly when they have limited battery power and supply? It's like, if you're trying to get the mom out of a room, run to a room. You know that house and stuff, but again, that's just more of a horror cliche of let's draw out the suspense by having them creep around. And it's like, all right, fine. I get it, I'm just being picky. The other thing is I do like this idea that, you know, the monster was tied to the mother and that she basically saved her children by blowing her own brains out. Again, as much as I don't want to see that, it would have been more effective if it could have been R. And again, I feel like that is something that was very much underplayed. That's my biggest problem with the movie, is I would have liked to have had that built to a little bit more, because when it happens, it's just kind of more like, oh, okay, yeah, instead of, oh my God, why didn't I think of that, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, I think that was one place it was just where it feels like a condensed movie. It's a little too short, a little too small of a world. I really feel like it could have been something larger scale. But you know, I mean, at least they're taking a chance on some kind of original horror. I would like to have seen them do a little bit more with it, because other than the idea of the monster existing in the dark and not in the light, they didn't really play anything too original beyond that. It was a lot of cliches beyond that. You know, people not believing people, that kind of stuff. But again, even that didn't really get like bogged down in territory, because everything's so fast and just pacing and moving on. One little personal aggravation is when the older sister is talking to the Child Protective Services lady, and she's talking about how you have to be like a responsible adult. Granted, you know, she did look over and see the bong and the weed. Okay, fair enough. But before that, she looked up at some like horror posters. They weren't even horror posters. They were like metal band posters, and gave like a disapproving look. And I'm like, what the fuck? You can be a good parent and like horror and heavy metal? What the fuck? But just you know, just a little nitpick thing. But you know what? I guess that's realistic too. That's real world. Pacing's great, music's great, set design, all that stuff's great. I mean, everything is solid. There's nothing like jumping out like, oh my God, that's so cool. I've never seen something like that or experienced something like that. It's just, you know, it's very solid. So I do recommend it. It's very much an enjoyable movie. I'm anxious to watch it again. It's something I think my grandma will really like. She can't hear. She's like 97. So, you know, but she still lives on her own and gets around. It's fucking amazing. But, she can't hear for shit, so you know, I have to turn stuff, but I don't think you really need to hear. I think just the visuals and the monster and the jumps, that's the kind of thing she will really like too. There is a little bit of a story, it's just, you know, not a whole lot of the story. And because the mom blew her brains out too, I was wondering once the cops get killed at the end, it's like, well, wait a minute, how is this gonna get explained? But I guess, that's what I'm saying. I would like to have seen a little of the aftermath. I'm assuming they end up blaming it on the mom, saying that she killed the cops or whatever, just, you know, for an easy explanation and all that stuff, which is kind of sad because then that fucks up the kids because now they have a cop-killing mother, even though that never really happened. Although they are already fucked up because they had a crazy mother with a crazy demon tied in and all that stuff. The blacklight stuff is really cool, that they can see her with the blacklight, but it doesn't affect her, so then they use a light to like burn her and shit. I think that would have been cooler if they could like burnt her to a crisp. I'm not sure how you're gonna get a sequel out of this because she was tied to the mother, and the mother killed herself. They'll find a way if they really need to, because this thing did do a lot of business, I think. It did make a good amount of money. But you know, another thing too is a lot of times people holding out the light to see, and it's like, you know what, bathe yourself in the light. Fuck seeing, you know, don't leave that blind spot behind you. Like turn your light, because it's cool. Like the boyfriend was smart. He like whipped out his cell phone because he lost his flashlight, you know, in the middle of fighting with the demon chick, with Diana. But I was like, no, don't hold it out like this. Like hold it in tight, you know, even if you're gonna push it out, or hold it in like this. But, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Not really sure how Diana the demon keeps doors locked, but again, that's all metaphysical kind of stuff that, you know, you just let that go for horror films, and I'm happy to let that go. But yeah, so overall, I really enjoyed it. I will definitely watch it again. I do recommend it. It is very good. Just don't go in expecting it to be the greatest thing ever. Just go in with a good time, ready for some good jump scares and kind of a creepy monster, and you'll really, really like it. One of the things that really sold me in the trailer is that intense fear of the son, because it's not your typical thing of, you know, the kid trying to tell the mom about the monster, and she's like, oh, honey. She's like, oh, no, I know. I talked to her, blah, 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 blah. And the kid's like freaking out. All that was in the trailer though, and I wanted like more of that. Like that was a big thing that sold me on this as a movie, and I didn't quite get that, so. But you know, what can you do? Kid was cool, everybody was cool, very much liked it. No real problems with it other than just what I personally wanted in personal taste. So I definitely say if you like these kind of movies, if you like horror, go check it out, you will dig it. All right, well, I wanna know what you guys think. If you've seen it and everything, this is the spoiler video, so we can talk spoilers all we want in the comments. What do you think about the movie? Do you agree, do you disagree? Just be cool, everybody be cool. We can all have differing opinions. It makes the world go round. That's, you know, it'd be boring if we all thought the same thing. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What was your favorite scene? All that kind of stuff. Pitch me a sequel. How do you think they would pull off a sequel? I don't know. Let's geek out about it and have some fun with it down in the comments, all right? Sound good? Cool. Other than that, click that thumbs up button. Give me the thumbs of encouragement, because I do love to be encouraged. And I'm gonna get out of here, and I will see you guys later.